Welcome to another edition of Shelby This Week. Santa now has the key to the township thanks to this annual event. We have more details on the 25-mile road construction project. All these stories and more on this edition of Shelby This Week. An annual tradition filled the township grounds. Stacy Sanstera has more.
Merry Christmas!
It's a magical night as Shelby Township ushers in the Christmas season at the annual Christmas Aglow. With a and lots of holiday cheer.
Merry Christmas!
This free family event truly showcases the spirit of Christmas.
This is a great way to kick off Christmas, and we're just very excited about it, showing off the beautiful township grounds.
This small town feel event included arts and crafts,
Say hi.
marshmallow roasts, horse-drawn wagon rides, and the Mac Shack food truck for feasting.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Who is here to see Santa Claus?
Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
We're going to present that key, sir, to you, Santa Claus, and this is from our hearts, from our Shelby Township kids and families, to you. That's the way to go. The North Pole ambassadors, folks. That's our children.
Thank you so much. And I know the reason this key is so big is because the hearts of the people are so big. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1.
And there's your tree.
Christmas means just spending time with my family and just celebrating everybody has a Christmas present.
Christmas means like hanging out with my family, being happy. Nothing's really going wrong. Everything's always like going right, being happy.
Christmas means to me about family and about caring about each other and making sure everybody has a present and feels good.
What is the very best thing about Christmas? You tell me. You tell me first.
My family.
Family and friends.
Family and friends again. Family and friends again.
And this year's theme, The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, truly came alive as the Township Hall was transformed into Whoville.
Merry Christmas from
Kara, John, Lucas,
and Aaron. Happy holidays.
And as the Grinch danced with guests, it seemed clear as day. This Grinch couldn't steal Christmas. No how, no way.
Merry Christmas!
Another outstanding event hosted by the Parks, Recreation, and Maintenance Department. It was truly a magical night in the township. For Shelby This Week, I'm Stacy Sanstera.
Merry Christmas, Shelby Township.
You can catch the Christmas Aglow in its entirety on ShelbyTV. With crayons in hand, these children competed for the ultimate Christmas prize this holiday season. We talked with one of the winners.
All right, we have the North Pole ambassadors here, and these kids are going to present. You want to raise that key? That key! We're going to raise that key. And then what we're going to do is we're going to present that key, sir, to you, Santa Claus. And this is from our hearts, from our Shelby Township kids and families, to you. That's the way to go.
Those lucky 4 North Pole ambassadors were granted the opportunity to give Santa Claus himself the key to the township. Michael, Claire, Jelena, and Cameron were the ultimate winners at the Aglow. So what did they do to win?
There was this contest, it was this drawing contest, and I won it, so I'm ambassador now.
There were a lot of entries this year from children in grades kindergarten through 2nd grade. With the help of local elementary schools, the children's artwork can be seen in Township Hall. For Michael, this was extra special because he was one of the winners.
It's really nice, and
I can see Santa. And I said, Merry Christmas.
Along with Merry Christmas, Michael also asked Santa for some Legos. Be sure to stop by Township Hall to see Michael's artwork along with all the other drawings. Roads here in the state of Michigan continue to be a hot topic among elected officials. Newly elected Governor Gretchen Whitmer ran on a campaign slogan centered around fixing Michigan roads. And now State Representative Peter Lucido is making an effort to hopefully fix those roads without a tax increase or bond proposal. Lucido is proposing a legislative plan to improve the roads in southeastern Michigan, which would keep the money raised from vehicle registration fees and gas taxes motorists pay within their counties they live in. This bill, if passed, would keep the money in the places where people frequent most instead of splitting it up evenly among counties throughout the state of Michigan. Lucido believes this idea is something which will work for communities across the state.
This is different because it's a solution that has never been brought up and never broached with the legislature. This is a solution that actually will help fund more money to Southeast Michigan. All I need to do now is get the legislature to say there's enough people in the Southeast Michigan as well as Grand Rapids, the heavily populated areas in the state. I'm not trying to take $1 away from somebody up north, because that should have been always in the last 67 years. Public Act was passed in 1951. It's been 67 years. I think enough is enough.
Representative Lucido said if you pump your gas in Macomb County and register your vehicle in Macomb County, then the money should stay in the place you spend most of the time driving.
We want parity and what's called evenness as well as fairness. And that's what this introduction of this legislation is exactly going to do. Make it fair, make it even, and make it affordable to put the money where it's most needed.
While this bill still has yet to be passed, the idea of it will benefit communities like Shelby Township.
Any idea that gives Shelby Township more money, not fewer dollars, but more dollars, is a great plan. And right now we're pretty frustrated because, you know, we've been saving our money. The money is in the bank. We're just waiting to spend it. As you know, when we do our road project, the road commission puts up half and we put up the other half. But unfortunately, they don't have their half because the state of Michigan is not funding them properly. So when the road commission doesn't have money, it means we can't do anything. We're going to keep, stashing our money away, and one day, hopefully, there will be the funding that is needed so we can get the road projects done that need to be done. And I hope that comes up. So if this plan helps us move closer to that goal, I'm all for it. But, our roads in Shelby Township, everyone says they're the best. It doesn't matter if they're the best. They're not good enough. And I know our Board of Trustees is very, very interested, and we actually look at roads as one of our top priorities, and we're going to continue looking at it that way.
Lucido believes this bill will benefit the upcoming changes the state is planning with increases in road funding the next several years. Shelby Township Treasurer Michael Flynn made his way to Lansing to testify in front of a House committee in hopes of getting a legislation passed. The House bill being presented deals with health insurance each employee in municipalities across the state of Michigan receive. It would ensure the proper allocation of medical benefits. Flynn worked on this bill for the past year.
It's been an interesting experience. This is my first time in Lansing testifying at one of these events. But I'm happy that we have legislators that recognize this issue and recognize the problem that it would cause, because nobody wants the UAW fighting the DPW and all these various acronyms. We want to make sure, again, it's about fairness and it's about keeping costs down and keeping our promises to our employees.
This bill originally went into effect in 2011. In this new House bill, public employers will offer a cap to employees for benefit contributions.
It shouldn't have any change on employees from how they've been treated since this law went into effect in 2011. This should, again, continue to allow communities to operate as they always have been. No change in benefits. The downside of not making these changes is it will it will increase costs at the community level. It will divert funds away from services like water and sewer repairs and street repairs. You'll have less money for hiring police and fire, and more money will be going into legacy costs where no one sees a current year benefit. We want to make sure we're providing the best possible benefit to attract employees to work at the municipal level, but we've got to be able to balance that long-term and sustainably, and this bill will do that.
Last week, we told you about a construction project which will impact drivers in the township. 25 Mile Road between Shaner and Hayes westbound will be closed until February.
Well, the road construction itself is due to a sanitary sewer that's going in. The sanitary was requested per a special assessment district. There's been a number of property owners that are interested in developing. In order to do so, they've got to bring sanitary to the developments.
Preparation for this project began 3 years ago. Last year, the Township Board approved the project and awarded the construction bid to Dan's Excavating. Their bid came in at just over $6 million. While this may be an inconvenience for motorists, Miller explains how this necessary project is for future developments in the area.
There was no sanitary to begin with, so this is a sanitary sewer. It allows us to get rid of the sanitary waste. The other option would be to put septic fields in. Septic fields are not real desirable because they take up a lot of space. And the soils, it depends on the soil types on whether the septic field's going to work or not.
Miller expects the new houses to be built in that area sometime in 2021. Still ahead, Santa enjoyed the most important meal of the day with some very lucky kids. Travel back in time to celebrate Christmas in a unique way. Drop off donations this holiday season to help families in Macomb County.
Looking for a great time with family and friends? Roll on over to the new Rink. We offer roller skating, games, an arcade with prizes, and even an extreme bounce zone for the kids. Let us host your next birthday party or reserve your private event in one of our banquet rooms. Check out Le Rev Dance Company and 2SP Sports Performance located right inside our building. Schedule your next event with us. Visit the new Rink Roller Sports Complex on Van Dyke, just south of 23 Mile Road in Shelby Township.
Santa Claus had a very busy week here in Shelby Township. While he was in town, he joined in on a breakfast. The sold-out event at the Senior Center was enjoyed by families in the township. This annual event is always very popular, and it really gives these children the chance to receive a one-on-one experience with Santa.
The kids are having a blast. Santa's been out to visit everybody. Had a good breakfast, pancakes and sausage and lots of goodies.
It's a rare opportunity to enjoy the most important meal of the day with someone who was so important to the people in Shelby Township. Even Mrs. Claus showed up for the kids, and of course the food was a hit. I mean, who could go wrong with pancakes? Curious how the pioneers celebrated the holiday season, Kyle Warsbach takes us to a much simpler time and shows us just how the settlers survived.
At the Nature Center's Pioneer Christmas event, kids got to make crafts, and a bake sale was held to help fund Nature Center events and help feed the animals. But the main attraction of the event was in the log cabin, where Faith Rembez has been educating families about how the pioneers would have celebrated Christmas in the early 1800s.
It was a very simple time. They were very frugal people. They had to be frugal. They used the things they had in order to make gifts as well as to celebrate the season. So they would have popcorn. They would have cranberries naturally, so they would do that. They would string popcorn and cranberries for on the tree. They also would do paper chains. Now the paper chains, that was made using the paper, the brown paper that they would get when they would go to the general store. Most of their packages would be wrapped in brown paper. And then they would bring that paper home and they would save it. They would save it, they'd use it for other things, and then once they were done with it, they'd still save it so that they could use it at Christmas time to make the chains. Once those chains were done, Christmas was over, it became kindling for the fire.
While gift giving was a Christmas tradition back then, it was much different than what we do today.
Now what children would normally get at Christmas time, unlike today where kids get tons of gifts, they would only get a few things. It wouldn't be something, you know, where they would be getting unwrapping for hours. Instead, what they would get normally is they'd hang a real sock, not a nice red, white sock that's fuzzy. Of course, they'd be clean, but they'd be hanging from the chimney. And then at night, when they'd wake up in the morning, they would generally find an orange, an apple. They would find a stick or two of candy. That would be it. There would be a penny, and then maybe a small toy.
Faith was also kind enough to bake molasses cookies, and yes, they were as delicious as they looked. For Shelby This Week, I'm Kyle Warsabach.
Shelby Township is once again accepting donations to help families this upcoming winter season. This will mark the 4th year and the community has donated to help Samaritan House. The nonprofit organization is located in Washington Township. Since 1995, they have provided a food and personal item pantry for people in need in northwestern Macomb County. 17 churches operate Samaritan House, including Shepherd's Gate Lutheran, St. John Vianney Catholic Church, and St. Thomas Presbyterian Church, all located in Shelby Township. From now until December 21st, the giving tree will be set up in Township Hall. There are gift tags on the tree with requested food and personal items. All donations must be placed underneath the tree by December 21st at 5 p.m. Last year, the community brought in over 1,000 items. This year, the goal is 1,500 items.
Shelby Township really prides themselves on their close-knit community and the group that we have here. And we just really love to see everybody come together and help out for a great cause, whether it's for needy families or just an event that we're having. It's really nice to be able to see that all of our residents care.
All the items will be dropped off at Samaritan House on January 3rd. The Christmas season is a time of giving, and doctors at Alliance Health gave their time for a shopping spree. Robert Gambrell has more.
Is there someone on the other side? Well, we can look.
When, you know what, we just need a little bit of, we want to give extra to our children. And sometimes we're not able to do that. So I thought, what better way to do that than to outreach to the community and form this Shop with a Doc program, which is similar to Shop with a Cop, where our physicians are walking around shopping with kids, and we provided each child a gift certificate and each family with a gift certificate to just help them around Christmas.
Dr. Martin told me what this Shop with the Doc means to him.
For me, I've known Skylar, one of my patients here, pretty much since he was just a little tiny baby, and being able to watch him grow and turn into a really fine young man and doing well in school and becoming just a great guy. This has been a great experience to be able to have during the holidays this time.
What did you ask? Dr. She told Varde had a blast shopping with Delilah.
Tonight's been really great. We've had a lot of fun together picking out gifts for the family. Delilah made some really good choices. We've had a really fun time getting into the holiday spirit.
I got a lot of stuff. Like, I got cat ears and board games and more toys.
I'm Robert Gambrell, Shelby This Week.
Coming up next, learn where you can pick up the first ever Meta Macomb calendar. And the senior choir was on a mission to get everyone in a festive mood.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Helping Hands Gifts launched their first ever calendar. The 2019 12-month Meta Macomb charity calendar is now available, just in time for the holiday season. 38 men competed for a page. The 12 men who won were voted in because of likes and shares on social media.
We were looking for Helping Hands Gifts for a way to fundraise for us, but also we're always giving back to other organizations. And one of the things that we always hear is that people don't know of all these great local and even organizations that impact families like this one. And so we wanted to give them an opportunity to be showcased in a different way and have these great quality local men in Macomb compete for them.
Nationwide Children's Hospital Foundation is the charity of the 2019 Man of Macomb Joe Slicker.
These guys were regular guys who look amazing and who are just really wanting to do something in the community, but you'll get exposure to these charities, plus you'll have something that no one else has. And in the calendar, there's a page thanking all of the men and every single charity on their website. So you'll get to hear about 38 different charities you might not have ever heard of.
You can purchase your calendar at Hyde and Bright Chevrolet, Michigan Real Estate Resource, and at all Headquarters for Men locations. You can also contact Helping Hands Gifts at menofmacomb@helpinghandgifts.com. Next year, Helping Hands Gifts plans to do a Women of Macomb, Men of Oakland, and Women of Oakland. Be sure to get this year's calendar because all the proceeds go towards a really good cause. The Senior Center Choir was hard at work these last few weeks rehearsing songs for the Christmas season. The group has performed in many parts of the building. In between court cases, the choir even brought cheer and holiday spirit to the court staff. Fearlessly leading the group of men and women is none other than Claire. Year after year, he has been in front of the group. To recognize all of his hard work, Judge Douglas Shepard and Court Administrator Laura Porter and the rest of the staff at 41A presented Claire with a directing baton. Used to conduct, Claire now has his own personal wand. The choir sang 5 Christmas classics and everyone was feeling the holiday cheer. That's all we have for this edition of Shelby This Week. Remember, you can always watch us online or on Facebook. Just search Shelby TV. Here are more Christmas songs with the Senior Center Choir. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.